What is good, guys and gals? It's your boy, the anime connoisseur, back at it again with another banger for y'all. Today, we're back on the One Piece content, and we're going to talk about my second favorite character in the series, the late, the great Edward Newgate. We're just gonna talk about just why he's that guy. He's Himothy, quite literally. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and just enjoy the video. Edward Newgate. Standing at over 6.5 meters tall, he towered over his enemies. A man whose name would send shivers down the spines of his enemies. A man who commanded a fleet of over 40 pirate ships and controlled countless territories. A man who holds the second highest recorded bounty in history. The Pirate King's rival. The world's strongest man. And what would one man do with such might? Obtain all the wealth, fame, and power the world has to offer? Far from it. What this man sought was far more valuable than that. Something so precious that he would take on the entire world to protect it. What this man desired was a family. Edward Newgate grew up in the country of Sphinx in poverty as an orphan. He would become a pirate from a young age and support his hometown with the treasure and resources he gained from his adventures. His reputation as a pirate would grow over the years, and eventually he would join the infamous Rocks Pirates, led by Rox D. Zebek. This legendary pirate crew, consisting of the likes of Kaido, Big Mom, and Golden Lion Shiki, would terrorize the seas, much like the Blackbeard pirates of the current day. One event in particular would cement this group as a legendary pirate crew. They were involved in one of the greatest battles in history, the God Valley Incident. A battle involving the Roger Pirates, the Marines led by Gob, and even the Holy Knights led by Saint Figarling Garling. Yeah?
What did he say?
Saint Figarland Garling. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. This battle was so legendary that the sheer fact that it occurred posed a threat to the reputation of the world government. And so, just like many events in the One Piece world, the world government would erase it from history, only being remembered by those living to tell the tale. The Rocks Pirates would eventually disband, and 3 of its members, Kaido, Big Mom, and Whitebeard, would become emperors of the sea and become some of the most notorious pirates to ever sail the seas. Now that we know a little bit about Whitebeard, let's talk about why he is my second favorite character in One Piece. Only behind a certain someone who is getting the spotlight in the anime as of this recording. What makes Whitebeard so great is not his world-shattering devil fruit, his overwhelming presence, or his iconic beard. What makes him great is, despite all this, his dream was just to have a family. In a world where most pirates either seek the world's treasures or world domination, it is unheard of for a pirate to want something so simple. As someone who places a lot of value in family, I just saw Whitebeard's dream as admirable. Maybe he realized that it's the people that you can call family that make all the hardships of life worth it. Who knows? The other reason is that Whitebeard is quite literally him. Himothy, some might say. The only man to be regarded as the Pirate King's rival. He was a living legend. The very mention of this name would bring fear to those who spoke it, showing that Whitebeard was not to be messed with. When we finally get to see Whitebeard, we are not disappointed. The mountain of a man set in all his glory dwarfs everyone around him. He quite literally speaks down to everyone, but one man is able to stand up to him, even though not physically, and that man is Redhead Shanks. The meeting between Whitebeard and Shanks was quite interesting because the simple fact that two emperors were meeting had the Navy in a frenzy. It really serves as a testament to how impactful emperors really are in the pirate world, and no one becomes an emperor by accident, and I mean no one. Anyway, they chat a bit and the conversation ends in them clashing blades, which splits the heavens. A one-armed Shanks and an ill Whitebeard doing this still blows my mind. These guys really are the cream of the crop. It now makes even more sense why the Navy prepared the way they did when an entire Emperor's crew threatened an all-out war at Navy HQ. If we take a look at the scenes before Marineford, we see citizens from around the world talking about a possible war between the Whitebeard pirates and the best that the Marines have to offer. Do you know how much of a threat you have to be for the Marines to send 100,000 elite soldiers, all the warlords of the sea, vice admirals, all 3 marine admirals, and the fleet admiral just to stop you? You have to be the world-ending kind of threat. Sengoku even states that Whitebeard has the power to destroy the world, and we only see a glimpse of that power during the war. Now, Marineford is just the peakest of peak arcs in One Piece. The result of multiple chapters of build-up, it's action-packed from start to finish, filled with many iconic moments, and one of the best endings to an arc in the series. It also serves as a showcase of Whitebeard's strength, even in his sickly state. It gave us a true indication of the type of power one has to wield to become king of the pirates. I mean, if Whitebeard was this strong with the devil fruit and all 3 types of haki, then just how strong was Roger with his haki alone? Whitebeard's feats in this arc do not disappoint. They are truly fitting for someone with the title of the world's strongest man, unlike a certain someone who lacks the feats to substantiate his title as the world's strongest. Moving on, let's talk about Whitebeard's entrance, because it was just awesome. As all the naval forces wait in anticipation for Whitebeard to arrive, something is off. Numerous pirate ships approach the soon-to-be battleground, but Whitebeard's ship is nowhere to be seen. What could he be planning? Then, from out of nowhere, the Moby Dick emerges majestically from underwater right in front of the entire navy. Whitebeard stands on the edge of his ship and declares in front of the entire world. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that this whole war is being live streamed. Well, he declares to the entire world that he has come to save Ace. And not long after saying these words, we see him use his devil fruit for the first time. And he does this. Cracking the air with his bare hands, almost ending the whole conflict before it even started. But of course, Admiral Aokiji freezes the water before it engulfs the entire HQ, prolonging the lives of the Marines, even if only for the time being, because the war that ensues would stack up casualties in the tens of thousands. Marineford as an arc definitely deserves its own video, because I could talk about its events for quite some time, focusing on Whitebeard. Up until the betrayal by Squad, he seems nigh invincible, defeating giant and vice admirals like it was nothing, catching and blowing out one of Akainu's magma blasts like it was a birthday candle, among other things. But even when he's betrayed, he still does it with aura, as he forgives Squad who foolishly believed in Akainu's lies, that conniving government dog. Whitebeard, now with a sword wound in his chest, still manages to advance further into enemy lines. He takes down John Giant. In another splendid display of his devil fruit power, he quite literally shifts the tectonic plates beneath the Navy HQ island, And throughout the war, he continues to do insane things like this. But alas, even Whitebeard could not remain the strongest forever. His old age and illness catch up to him during the war. Oh, and the various mortal wounds he receives during the battle, like a gaping hole in his chest, a piece of his head blown off, and 46 cannon blasts, just to name a few. He even gets jumped by Blackbeard and his crew, who unloaded an ungodly amount of bullets into his body. Yet, he remains standing and conscious. Conscious enough to deliver one of the greatest speeches in anime. As Whitebeard stands bloodied and beaten, he tells the world, yes, the war is still being live streamed, W-Buggy. He tells the world of the coming era. Now we know that Whitebeard heard about the will of D from Roger before his execution, and I believe that it was this knowledge that formed the basis for his speech. And in his speech, he talks about someone who will inherit Ace's will, just like those who carried on Roger's will. This someone will carry hundreds of years of history on his shoulders and challenge the entire world to a fight. The government knows of this truth and dread the day that this battle will commence, as it will engulf the entire world. This person will also be the one to find the One Piece, and this fact will turn the world upside down. With his final breath, he ends it off with these iconic words, ushering a new age of piracy into the world, just like Roger did some 22 years prior.
One Piece wa jitsuzai suru!
When all was said and done, Whitebeard had taken 267 sword wounds, 152 bullet wounds, 46 cannon blasts, half of his face was gone, and a hole pierced his chest. Yet not a single wound on his back, because he never ran. He died standing, a true pirate, a true father, a legend. That's all, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed the glaze fest that was me glazing Whitebeard, but just hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to bring you more videos like this, and just continue to improve the process of this video making and hopefully become more consistent. And I hope you guys stick around for the things I have planned for this channel. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.